now to play one more year at BYU. Eddie, welcome to BYU Sports Nation.
Eddie?
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here and be a part of this university.
Hey, that smile is contagious. BYU fans are stoked. Just from a social media standpoint, what was your life like over the last day or so when that announcement came out and the social media love that's pouring in?
Yeah, I mean, I like it. It's overwhelming though. Like, a lot of fans are following me. I just getting a lot of likes and retweets on everything. Something that, I mean, Weber doesn't have a big fan base like BYU, but I mean, I'm gonna like it during the season, seeing all those fans in the stadium.
Absolutely.
It's going to be awesome. And honestly, Weber State fans are super passionate. They've enjoyed some real success with Jay Hill, with yourself, because you've had a journey here with 6 years at Weber State, right? And now a 7th college season, red shirt, and medical red shirt, and COVID and whatnot. And I just feel like BYU's benefited from the awesomeness that has been Weber State the last couple of years. What are you most proud of from the Big Sky titles and the NCAA tournaments and everything that you guys accomplished that you hope to kind of bring down here with Jay Hill, with Fessy, who was there a couple years ago?
Just like that winning culture. I mean, of course, BYU always won as well, but I just feel like since me, Jay, Hill, and Fessy, we all won championships together. Winning is contagious, and it can become a habit, just like losing can. So the fact that we was winning and it's something that it's a culture thing as well, and all the coaches here have some ties together, so it's like they know each other's culture, and that's why I feel like even the whole state of Utah football is successful and good. It's not no terrible teams in Utah. So.
In 2021, it was the state with the most top 25 teams finished, and because Utah State had a great year, BYU had a great year. Of course, Utah had a great year. And then you look at the coaching staff, and you mentioned it. Almost everybody has some connection to an FCS school.
Right.
It's not like they're just hoity-toity. We're all Power 5 guys here. No, this is Kalani spent time at Southern Utah,
right,
and in Eastern Arizona and whatnot. So that matters. What do you feel like you're bringing to BYU? In terms of not only talent, but like you said, the culture as BYU embarks on the Big 12 for the first time?
I think I bring just another member of the family. I feel like I could tell just by seeing the players, even though I don't know them too well, I could fit in with them, and it's not too many people I feel like I had to search for, just from being at Weber State with players that's played with these other players. I hear about people going to Lone Peak, and I had teammates that went to Lone Peak, and just from my freshman years, and a lot of Utah high school players stay in Utah, so I've always heard about some of these players as well. I think I just can fit in the culture and not be too much of a difference.
Our arms are wide open.
And being a Vegas kid, hey, you're not too far away. Vegas kids on the team as well. You mentioned before the interview, Miles Davis.
Right,
Yeah,
me and Miles worked out together.
Nice. Awesome.
I hosted him on his visit to Weber State.
So, there you go. Okay.
Right.
Did he host you on a visit here? Or?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
Nah.
Come on, Miles.
Come on, baby.
Oh, we kid. Eddie Heckard is with us on BYU Sports Nation. All-American defensive back coming from Weber State to BYU. You have NFL aspirations, and rightly so. You have played some elite-level football. Why push pause on that for now and choose BYU over jumping into the NFL game?
I just felt like I needed to complete my last year of eligibility. I was going to leave one on the table, and down the line, I didn't want to have any regrets as far as I should have played that last year. Then it was also Coach Hill that helped it even more, just because it was perfect timing where I felt like I wanted to go to the NFL, and then now I'm coming to a Power 5 school with a coach that recruited me and is up my draft stock and put some more guaranteed money in my pocket if I'm a draft pick instead of a free agent.
Sure.
Or if I get the chance. So that's why it wasn't a hard decision, but it was for it wasn't a hard decision knowing where I was going to go as far as BYU or wherever, but it was a hard decision, like coming back to college for
Sure,
a little bit.
sure.
Yeah.
You must really like Jay then.
Yeah.
And most people do, it seems. And then you knew Fessy as well, it sounds like, at Weber
Right,
State.
yeah.
What was the relationship there?
So Fessy was the first coach I've seen at Weber State, like when I got recruited.
Out of high school?
Yeah, out of high school. I remember to this day, like talking to him in my counselor's office, and yeah, it was just like
It's a long relationship.
Yeah, and it was my only offer, so it was like I know they showing me love.
He loved you
so
first.
now,
Yeah.
like I always remember that, and always got love for Fessy.
Absolutely.
Everybody loves Fessy, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
super cool.
When did the prospect of joining BYU football become a real possibility for you? Like how many weeks ago are we talking? Like when did the conversation really start?
I would say, so I mean, I don't know the exact dates or when I chose to declare for the draft. Like after I made that post, I would say like a week or two after that is when I like kind of found out that I kind of knew that I wasn't going to pursue it all the way because of what scouts were telling me and agents. So I would say that's when I thought like, okay, maybe I should hop in the portal and see like what Power 5 offers I could get.
Okay.
What do you need to do to get into that space?
Yeah.
What was the feedback you got?
The feedback from scouts, and well, they were just telling me, some scouts were telling me like, I mean, playing at the FCS level, it's hard to draft a 5'9" corner from the FCS. You think you should use your last year and go play Power 5 football and show, like they said they believe I could play, but it's just hard to pitch that to the head coach and the owners or something like that. So it was that. That's really what it was, and the agents, and that made it hard for like agents to
Gotcha.
invest in me
Little
as
more
far as
film
where I train.
at this level.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay, so we learned from another transfer, Paul Miley, who's a center from the University of Utah, that he's like, I was in the transfer portal for like 2 minutes, and then Kalani Sitake called me. Okay.
Yeah.
So is this a similar scenario where like you hop in the transfer portal and Jay's like, hey, what's up?
No, I
Let's
had
talk.
to end up telling them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I know what Miley is talking about though, as far as soon as you get in, it's like right now. Like I got in and 20 minutes later I was posted on this page, transfer portal, and then now it's all these schools following me. And it was different. That transfer portal was different.
What's it like? Are you talking like DMs, texts, phone calls, emails?
No phone calls because I didn't have my number on there anywhere. But DMs, it's like notifications, like DMs, message requests, Instagram and Twitter, and it's like just it was a lot.
You loving that, or is that annoying? Is it do not disturb, or you take it off?
I liked it at first because
Yeah.
I wasn't recruited heavy out of high school.
Right.
And then I got annoying knowing like, some schools that I wasn't gonna go to. Like I might as well stay at Weber State.
Like I'm good, so and so.
Yeah, but they had to recruit me, so I respected it. Like, of course you gonna send your shot.
Yep.
Eddie, it takes a unique personality and mindset to be a defensive back. Like I always admired the swagger and the confidence the defensive backs have, because a lot of times, in a lot of cases, you feel like you're the lone man out on the island. So why do you feel like what makes you want to play that position, and specifically at BYU, going into the Big 12 where you know you're going to face some elite level receivers?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always up for a challenge. I've been playing it my whole life. It's not easy, and that's what makes it fun. Like knowing when you're successful at it, when you like get an All-American title or been All Conference, like it like makes the work you put in to get there even more enjoyable, and like makes you want to train even more and harder. So now going into the Big 12, I feel like a freshman again. It's time to work again. I don't know like what I'm gonna face. Like I haven't actually played these players. I see them, but it's different when you actually in front of them playing them. So it's all gonna be new, and I'm excited though. Like, and I know I'm up for the challenge, and I could be something special in the Big 12.
Let's go.
We're excited.
I'm
And you're
excited,
you're
yeah.
the first seventh-year freshman in NCAA history, which is very exciting.
Oh yeah.
The mentality wise, yeah.
No, it's going to be awesome. And I look forward to telling your story. I know you have a really tough upbringing.
Yeah.
And we'll dive into that more as we get to know you better. But
Yeah.
thanks for coming in studio, man. It's
Oh,
nice to
thank
meet
you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Dude, we're stoked to have
Welcome
you.
to BYU.
Yeah.
Great to have you, Eddie.
Glad to be here.
Let's
Thank
go.
you.
Eddie
Thanks.
Heckard on BYU Sports Nation. Fantastic interview, and I wish we could talk some more, but we got to go to break because we got to
Gotta go to
wrap up
break.
this show.